It's how it's going to look on camera, but it's also like, not only how will it read on camera, but also what's it look like now. Like, this is obviously a very tan penis, and I have to make it white. So that's problematic because it's vinyl. Nothing sticks to silicone or vinyl but vinyl paint. So
for me, like, I'm game, you know, like, whatever. Let's have some fun. Let's make some epic shit. And this is pretty epic shit.
Zombies out here, motherfuckers!
Yeah!
Fuck! My dick's grown like 3 times the size as it normally is. Shit's not even erect.
Right. This is a first for me. I just want everyone.
Really?
Version to
Not
this
first for me.
experience. I've never shot a dick before.
I know.
Right there, right there. Yes, he's good right there. The penis looks great. Let's shoot it.
Here we go. And ready and action.
Taking a piss! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! 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 Fuck!
Keep screaming at me. Keep screaming at me. Keep screaming.
We knew reading through the script and doing the script that, like, we knew it was going to be ridiculous and outlandish and be pushing boundaries, but seeing it actually happen, it's like really hitting me. Like, I don't know about
Yeah, dude, just watching that, like, his fucking dick get ripped off and then watching the blood, I'm like, oh, fuck.
we're making magic here. We're making
We're
magic.
changing the game.
Can I be like the normal veteran that's like, I'm kind of nervous, but at least it's not combat.
All right, let's go. Wheels up.
Are we doing photos or video?
Dude, I'm tired.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I swear to you, man, I couldn't sleep. I was so nervous about this shit.
I just did some meditation and I just slept like a baby.
I was in my bed. I was in my bed sleeping sideways, and then here, and then sideways.
Morning one.
Tito's gotta come inside, but this stunt's
It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Weird to see how fake all of it is. You know? It's like, it really feels like an old, shitty army base. There's like giant weapon silos. That's what this feels like.
This is where Mr. Shatner will be. Mr. Best.
That is a basic interrogation room.
It sure is.
We've probably seen this interrogation room 400
Thousands
times.
of times.
Really?
Yeah, like 6, 10. I mean, you name it. Usual Suspects. Everything.
It's in everything.
It's shit.
Right in this room.
I consider myself a gregarious introvert in the sense of like social settings, it's good, but then when it's time to work, I'm never like, let's go like dick off. It's not like you're nervous thing, it's just like trying to be professional. So
Evan just got completely naked in a jail cell.
good. Are we already getting kicked out? Are we filming a movie? Is this a movie? Is this a movie yet?
Good morning, everybody.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Matt Best. He's in the scene with you.
Yep.
We will run through a quick rehearsal in a couple minutes, and then we'll hop right into it.
Actually, no, you don't. Corey, you feel good over there?
How do you feel, Corey?
All right, quiet all around. Settle. Ready. And action.
He did really well, and I was filled with a sense of security, that if anything untoward happened, he could handle it. As a matter of fact, this is kind of shocking because I didn't read it as me being the zombie. I saw zombie. I don't think it says the character's name is the zombie.
God.
Thank God.
We're no real independent films get made, you're about to see.
With this film, the lead actors are also the producers and the writers, and to some extent the directors, and the way that they like contribute. It's very collaborative, and really just like a lot of heart. The people are here not because they're getting, you know, shit tons of cash. They're just here because they love film and they love what they're doing. And in this particular case, they love kind of the cause of like veterans and life after war. So that's been cool to see that community kind of rise up and support this film in like way more ways than just crew members. You know, we have people on set every day who are just fans of these guys.
These guys are awesome, you know, and everything that they do, you know, it helped. For me, it's therapeutic, coming out here and hanging out with guys that love like mind. You know, I'm from Nebraska, so the veterans are few and far between a little bit.
One guy came in from Alaska this morning just to be in this movie, just to be extras in the movie. You know, it's really cool.
Get that alley off the track on this. So we got the wides. Now we're gonna make each of you kind of look awesome in this single death scene. So, exact same thing, right there. Is that good enough?
This is breaking the mold of how Hollywood works. The veteran finance film between two veteran companies. You guys now are part of the largest military fan base on the planet. So you guys are gonna access to Medal of Honor recipients, and each of these respective companies have millions of followers. These are not regular followers, these are military, crazy, awesome infantrymen, Marines, crazy followers that will worship you guys forever for being part of this.
Produced by veterans, written by veterans, starring veterans, supported by veterans, for the veteran community, to show all of us that, hey, we can follow our dreams too.
Here we go.
Go first position! Background! I want to rehearse for this.
So you're doing this in 13 days.
Crazy, right?
Because 13 days, that is not a lot for this script. It's a big script.
The average Hollywood movie films 3 pages a day. We filmed 8 to 12 pages a day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, are you happy, Jesus? Right, let's get that hallway light on.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all innocent. Try not to fuck anyone in there. Make some mess.
Nice. Yeah. So after that line, that's when you bravo.
And then Nick's clapping will wake you guys up.
Oh, bravo.
Calling from a party and shit. Love is my drug.
Instead of you, we wouldn't fucking be here.
This is exactly where I thought we'd end up, actually.
And cut. Fucking fantastic. One more exactly like that and then moving on.
You want to do the light?
No, 0. Just do exactly that.
Hey, so you have this who's your dick the whole movie?
That's good, brother. It's a nice
Too
pump.
over the top for face paint? Punisher?
No, for who? Who's getting it?
I am.
Are you really?
Well, I thought
fucking
if I
awesome.
came in, I'd be painted up, right? Combat time?
Yeah.
And then we would paint ourselves up like that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We come through the door.
There's cool makeup in there, so whatever
I just
you want
want
to
to ask.
do. Yeah.
I think it's fucking cool.
I think we should just do the basic shape of the skull and then go in it.
What I always saw coming up was if it was a military movie, it was either us in combat killing or dying, or guys coming back home and having a problem. And I don't think that's Hollywood's fault at all. I mean, I kind of shoulder a lot of that blame myself because of how introverted we are in the military when we come back. What this movie does is, man, it kind of brings you into the fold, into how we perceive things. You know what I mean? And you watch it, yeah, is it dark? Sure it is, man. But I mean, our humor's got to be dark because of the life we live in. During that, now we come back and I'm married now and kids, and I integrated back into society, man. And I get along and I watch it and I'm like, man, that's crazy. I don't know if I could do that. That kind of thing. It's that mindset we have to deal with while we're there. But war is hell, and so are human emotions. And I think people everything gets twisted up, man, that people just are apprehensive about saying anything. And I think we mitigate a lot of that by putting that on the screen. I mean, who better to make fun of ourselves than ourselves?
Yeah. Marcus, you were screaming, oh my God, oh my God. And then at the end,
I'm screaming like a bitch, or am I talking shit?
Yeah, you're talking shit. Like is this all you got? Is this all you fucking? Yeah, exactly. Never quit. And then at the end, I just want you to say the one line, like, really? This is how I'm gonna go by fucking zombies? Take one, Mark.
Hey, you motherfuckers, you want some of me? Can you believe this? This is how I'm gonna die.
That was perfect. Thank you, yeah. Thank you.
I lived in one of these for a long time, man. They're pretty awesome. So like we would go out and do like 30-day missions, 60-day missions, stuff like that. So you'd have 4, sometimes 5 guys living in here. There's plenty of ways to entertain yourself when you live in a 6-foot by 6-foot steel box with wheels on it. you find ways. But yeah, this was home for a long time. Unless there's an IED back there. Did you sweep it first? Roll over. Roll over. Yeah, if this thing tips over, this is for real. If this thing tips over, go like this. All right. Because we're super fucked. I'm gonna put a seatbelt on. You should probably do the same.
Guy had blown himself up on just outside of Kabul, and I'd gone out to do the cleanup, basically. So we're picking body parts up off the ground. And this isn't a war story, right? Trust me. It's like, I'm picking fucking dudes' hands and feet and shit up. I'd taken his foot or something like that, and I was like kicking somebody in the ass. I was like, this fucking guy kicks your ass, And it was like, dudes were laughing, and it's like, it's horrible. You're literally picking up a fucking human being off the ground that clacked himself off, and it should be super serious. But at the same time, you're like, man, how else are you gonna deal with this? The coping mechanism of the American veteran is just to triumph over adversity, right? So the negative impact of what we're moving through, don't allow it to get bogged down in the moment. Because when you start to get bogged down in the moment, you become paralyzed. And a coping mechanism to allow you to move through those things is humor.
I think humor is important just overall for everybody. It's how we move past things. That's how we stress relief. That's, if you can bring a couple smiles to somebody's face just a couple times a day, that's huge. That's impactful. So I think a movie like this, where you're gonna, from front to end, just gonna sit there and laugh, it's good for the soul.
It's a reflex of human nature, It's like people that laugh when they get nervous reinforces that part of you inside that's trying to get away from dark times.
So here's the makeup side here, and
I prefer PC.
Yeah.
But I do play Xbox, mostly 360. I hate the Xbox One.
How do you play, with
my feet?
With the feet? Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, I have that's one of the reasons I prefer PC is because I can adapt almost any game. Like you can just change all the controllers and.
Oh yeah, the hotkeys and things.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm thinking, I think you're up right before me if you want to go through makeup first.
Woo! There's the makeup.
This is the magic.
Your scene's right before mine, so I'll go second.
Okay, thank you.
This is the magic.
We just need her prettied up today.
Yeah?
Yeah. She's not battle worn or anything. Just
normal.
Normal.
That'll probably take more makeup than battle worn.
Once you're done, can you get Mr. David in the chair?
Yeah. Cool. You just wait in the hallway.
That's so awesome. Okay. Sorry. Oh, I've been a huge fan since I was like this big. Yeah, this was so far out of the realm for me. I'm so out of my element, but it's really cool. So many times I make a joke and everyone around me is like, I'm like, I was just fucking with you. Sorry. Even stuff that I feel like is obviously funny, like I'll drop something and just be like, oh, I'm all thumbs. Everyone around me is just like, and I'm like, no, I realize I don't have hands.
Can I get a photo with you and Mary for Vice Magazine? Thank you so much.
That's pretty.
I think I could die happy now.
All right. Where's he now?
He's at ALC in Virginia. He's training. Otherwise, he would definitely be here.
I know these suits are no fun.
Oh, they're very heavy and hot. There's a reason most military people have a bad back. Joined the Army when I was 19, back in 2004. Went straight into EOD, was stationed at the 707th EOD, where we deployed to Iraq and Baghdad, or near Baghdad. And about 11 months and 4 days after we got deployed, I got blown up and lost my arms. And now I'm retired. We told them to bring it to a safe disposal area, which normally was Cop Constitution. Instead, they put it in between a children's school and a housing project. So we couldn't blow it up where it was. I mean, legally we could, but we're not going to do that. There's just too high a risk of casualty. Yeah, that's where I hit.
Biggest group you always shot in a group.
You don't really count because once the rounds hit them, they all kind of disintegrate.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of heads and feet and whatever, and some of it's just not even there.
They just come apart.
Yeah. The boots will normally be there, and their heads for some reason sort of stay intact. But that's
They always take our.
Morbid.
Your feet will survive pretty well inside
Yeah.
the boots. Actually,
Yeah.
they always take when you start
Yeah,
flying.
that's
You
why you
take
put
your
a-
footprint
yeah.
and put it on file so that
Wow.
when they find your airplane crash, that's all that survives is a boot. They
Yeah.
pull it out and they go, yeah, that's the right guy.
And you put your dog tag in your boot because that's normally what they'll find.
Yep, boots will survive.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, we are vulnerable creatures.
Oh yeah.
And human beings
People
have
come
found
apart
very,
hard
very
easy.
effective ways to just
end it.
Yeah. And it takes so long to build just that as a human being,
Yeah.
and then something just go gank and
Yeah.
you're done.
The big difference between Expendables and this movie is these guys are real heroes. That's the fucking difference. Is that these guys are acting and they're entertaining our community, but they've also put the rucksack on and done the heavy lifting for the country during the hardest times of this country. You know, a lot of these guys are post 9/11 enlisted guys.
Going back to the civilian world is weird, man. And everybody handles it differently.
I remember how it was for me when I went to basic training and I came home for Christmas, and it was almost like I came from a different planet. I was speaking a different language all of a sudden.
The challenge with our generation is there's so few of us. The global war on terror, which is the longest war we've ever had, 0.45% of all Americans served. You've got a lot of people committing suicide nowadays, is they just feel alone. They feel like they did all this stuff, it's for nothing, no one gives a shit, no one cares about them.
A lot of vets that I know, they get out of the military. They just don't know what to do. You go from having like a brotherhood, camaraderie and all that, and you're this tight-knit unit, doing stuff all the time with the same guys every day. You get out and it's not there anymore, and you have to try to just find that normalcy in life again. Having something like this that other veterans are being a part of it, and it'll bring some laughs.
No one's going to understand quite what's up with you more so than another vet.
We're trying to just give a support system to the community because a lot of us, and I speak freely about this, I had a hard time transitioning out of the military. That community, that brotherhood, that's really what most people miss about the military. So if we're able to create a support system outside of the military, almost like a transitional piece, then we're succeeding. And that's really what the ultimate goal is for our brand,
It's all about camaraderie, and that's a big part of why I came here. I didn't expect to be in the movie. I just wanted to hang out. It's been a while. I've been out for about 2 years, and there's just something about that feeling you get when you're with other veterans.
No, it's going to be freaking beautiful, man. It's going to be perfect.
Right? It was like a happy accident, but almost made to happen.
Well, we talked about that on the Scout, as we were going to have it.
Yeah,
so the
we
sun
did.
would help us.
Yeah, we did. We throwing him out the plane?
Yeah.
Head first?
Yeah. Let's throw him out the fucking plane.
Go up 200 feet, and then I'll toss the dummy out.
It's nice and that.
How many of you guys, is everybody, you're in the service?
Everybody.
What branch? Everybody?
I'm Air Force. Army,
Air Force?
Army.
I would have never guessed that. Army?
Marine, Army. Everybody here is.
That's awesome. Well, thank you all. Keeping us safe. I'm not at all worried about the state of our country, looking at the state of you guys right now. How many jumps do you think you had?
I think I had 38. I finished off with 38.
Wow.
Every jump I hated. It's like
hell yeah.
everything you'll ever do in your career. But you got to think about not breaking your legs.
Yeah.
It's scary.
So getting your arm caught in the little,
all of my
the risers. And there's a lot of
falling about 18 feet a second.
There's a bunch of guys. Yeah, and I'm a big dude, so I always came down faster than everybody else. And you're like, reserve, no, yes, no, yes, no, and plat. Like, fuck. So it's scary.
You ever hurt your ankles when you ran?
Yeah, I broke a foot. One foot got a good hairline fracture. I got several concussions as well.
Did you deploy at all?
Yeah, we all deployed. Yeah,
everybody. You can't be in the army now without deploying.
Twice Afghanistan, once Iraq.
Fake blood's way more fun.
Yeah.
Except for all the gnats.
Tastes
out
better.
here.
Tastes better when it hits your mouth.
Oh, it's corn syrup. It doesn't taste like iron.
That's intense, man. It sort of messes with your head. You know a certain way to be. You know to be grateful for veterans. You know to demonstrate, to thank them for their service. And then they come at you wearing blood and carrying guns and making stupid jokes. And you're like, is it okay to laugh at that? And you're like, oh, okay. So it is okay to laugh at. There's a boundary, and it's almost like when you laugh together, there's a way in which that boundary is respected.
This is kind of
So is sex while camping.
Yeah.
Intense. I love that joke.
Could you have imagined being here when you were over there? No. Could you have ever pictured?
That's what we were laughing the other day, mid firefighter. He's like, hey, after this is all done, we should make T-shirts and make a movie. What do you think? Oh shit, yeah, bro. That the whole concept of Article 15 kind of came out of nowhere. I was making internet videos just as a joke, and then I linked up with Jared Taylor. Honestly, the clothing and apparel company started because we wanted to get some extra revenue coming in to make more videos.
The videos that we do are over the top. We don't take ourselves seriously. I started Ranger Up as a hobby in order to kind of fill that void. This was just something to kind of keep me whole and to have that connection that so many people miss when they get out. And then it just turned into a passion over time.
I think there was a point about 6 months into it when we realized we can be more than just a brand, we can be a community.
Everybody's military, they're all super cool guys, and just meeting Matt and JT and everybody that I've watched on YouTube for the past 2 years was just a great experience.
To me, this is the biggest miracle project I've ever worked on. And this is coming from a guy who started his own production company on his credit cards, friends, weird family members, things like that, throwing in money. Everything was maxed. And I thought that was hard. This was even harder.
When he first brought it up, everybody's like, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, we'll probably, raise $10 spend $15,000 and we'll make some fucking shitty movie, you know? But Jared and Matt and all these guys, they were just like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to prove that the impossible is possible.
Every step of the way I've said, there's no way these guys will do it. There's no way, there's no way, there's no way.
I got an email from a screenwriter who's like, hey man, I'm a pretty good screenwriter, haven't done nothing too big, but you know, he goes, but I'm willing to do something for the veterans. And so we were talking like, well, what are we looking for? It's like, let's do a fucking zombie film.
Originally, when we had a script written, we came to Ranger Up RU and we're like, hey, you guys want to be involved? And Nick immediately was like, dude, I've been wanting to do something like this forever.
When I was in the military, I used to make funny videos about deployment, ridiculous stuff. This is all VCR and camcorder kind of stuff. Most people don't know I've always wanted to kind of do this. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I mean, I have a bunch of childhood videos of me doing this.
On a serious fucking note, like, dude, congratulations for even making a film. Like,
we haven't made a film yet.
No, but you have. You get the money's here. We're all here. Like,
by the way,
this is 99.9%. Like, there's a million people in fucking LA with a goddamn script trying to get shit made. Like, it never gets financed is the problem. Nobody even gets to this process. So like when a year ago when Jared called me or hit me up and was like, hey man, I would like to do this thing or whatever, like being totally dead serious, not in one single goddamn moment did I ever think you'd actually make the movie. And I'm being totally serious. But because nobody gets financing.
Well, it's resilience. It's military.
It really is. But going from all of that to 48 hours later getting a call from the president of Indiegogo saying, who the fuck are these guys? Like, I mean, you literally got Hollywood's attention from a sketch.
You know, anytime that you put a bunch of big personalities into a project, you're going to have friction. It's two companies who have different personalities. There's a lot of anger going on between both groups, and we're frustrated, they're frustrated. I had a call with Nick. I was like, hey man, if you have a problem, you need to fucking say it. Then I did what would become the first of something like 26 rewrites of this thing. Well, you're writing this script in fucking North Carolina. We're writing ours in El Paso. And it's like, well, yeah, we there's definitely communication freaking lost.
And that's what I'm going to do in the middle of the moment. In this right here.
So I'll get it set up and go ahead and shoot that, okay?
Yes, absolutely. All right.
And Gene would come on.
Yeah, we can just take a beat there.
Take one. Mark.
Quiet, roll.
And action.
Ladies and gentlemen, the only true American hero, Sergeant Major Gene Vandenham.
No. Mr. President?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you to step down.
Very well.
Literally get off the stage right now. Dear United States of America, this message is for a special boy in Peoria, Illinois. I met your mom behind a Carrabba's in 1976. You'd probably be about 35 years old right now. I want you to know that your dad loves you. And if you can ever find me, I've got something special for you. This was a gold medal I won in downhill slope skiing at the Nagano Winter Olympic Games. If you come find me, this medal is for you. I love you. It's you, Papa. Y tu mama también. Prez. Fuck off.
I didn't ruin the whole thing, dude. I was close. I was dying, dude. Let's go to wides. Let's go to wides.
I mean, I was smart.
The Carrabba's, that was
Oh, God. The kid got me, dude. How am I supposed to not laugh at that?
Ross's character, I feel like, is sort of making fun of how every, like, Hollywood actually portrays badass military guys, where he just, like, he holds the guns all wrong. He's just, like, woo, doesn't care about any, you know, he's, like, not real military at all.
Freedom is calling, and I have to answer.
Actually, during the invasion of Iraq, I pride myself in being only one of 2 drivers in the entire company that never had to switch out.
You're such a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Fucking badass. Hey, Jack. You know what's harder than driving, though?
What? War. You know what's even harder than war? Driving in war. Oh my God. I feel like I kind of want to get murdered.
I think I might have them just place this in with a top piece so that anything in the bottom just sweeps.
goes with me? Okay.
Yeah. I think it'll just sweep. You know, if we do, I've got a couple of softies we might put over his calves, maybe, you know.
We have 2 pieces of glass that are both $1,500 each, and I have to get it done right within 2 shots, and I have to act like I don't expect to get pulled through this fucking window.
You won't expect it.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I kind of want to do, yeah.
Just coming straight into him.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Hey, 24 Alpha, take 1. Come straight, Mark. Action!
Surprisingly, I'm with Nick on this one because if this was a zombie movie, you'd be getting ripped through that glass right about now.
Matt, this is a zombie movie.
Oh, yes!
Thank you, Kev.
Holy shit, it worked!
Rocco, that was
Hand there. Makeup.
Benny, can we get brush up?
It's good. Let Nick got fucked. I saw that.
All right.
Rocco just went through a glass window, and I am getting the little shards off of him so he can look his best for the next scene.
Hey, just dump your shit right here.
Yes, sir.
Right hook. Now big right ballpark punch. That's it.
Okay. We got him. Don't get all dirty.
And cut.
So good to see you again, Danny. God bless you, man. Thank you, brother. There's a couple of medal honor readers here.
I know, baby.
Wow.
I know, it's awesome.
Mixing the military with the entertainment industry is like a no-brainer. It's awesome because they're legitimate, they're fighters, they're smart, they're entertaining, they're funny. Why wouldn't they be in the entertainment business? And a lot are.
And I'd always been a movie fan.
Right.
But every military movie I'd seen, and I'd seen them all, just pissed me off.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't us. To some extent, it was the business of, you know, they didn't get the ribbons right and so on and so forth. But that's monkey stuff.
Yeah.
What they were really missing is they don't understand us. They don't understand how we treat each other, how we feel about it, the psychology of the soldier.
Where the rubber meets the road, the first-hand accounts. It's one thing to tell a story third person, but to truly hear it come out of the mouth and the direct words of someone that's been there and done that, you can't fill in those gaps like they can.
Hi, this is first aid.
Yeah, hi, I'm the owner of Triple Aces. You guys have no permit to be in the road. So I'll give you 5 minutes to get out.
That's all we need.
You're basically
actually coming
you're
down
not
the road.
in compliance with your permit.
Understood,
Okay?
understood,
No. Please
understood.
don't touch me. This is very clear. This is your last take.
No,
You're on county property.
Everyone out the street, please. Everyone out the street. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. What did they somebody had a call, right?
Well, they can.
The pageantry of it. The pageantry of it. Like, what's your fucking number?
Yeah, let's just, what is it? What do we need to do here?
Take for you to shut the fuck up. That's all I want. What's your number? Just shut the fuck up and go away. Like,
I think it landed at like $750. They negotiated, but like needed to bribe him. And this is just the norm. Like he 100% knew it was going to happen at some point.
Oh, so he was like prepared to
I guess this is just the way Hollywood works.
the owner of the location
doesn't like Uncle Sam, so we have to give him $12,000 in cash for the day. That's real independent filmmaking right there.
Set up your security out there. We're getting a splinter unit with you guys to go shoot 27 part 2, 29, and 64 at a location that I don't even fucking know where it is.
So this is going to be your ending point here, no closer than this. He'll start firing before you get here, but everyone should die before you get to this line here. Hey guys, we got to go quick. We're going to go now. We're just setting the last people. Cut. Okay, let's load up. That's it. Good. We got
Scared me for a second. Check the game.
I was like, oh, fucking malfunction.
Alligator playback.
Is there 4 left? 8 left.
If they came back tonight.
Officer, we're just got them on the ground. Well, they should. Oh. Do they really have somebody on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
They're just sitting on the side with their hands. Who's that? Crew? Some of our guys? Isn't that our guys with the Humvees?
Yeah, Joe's not already gone.
Oh, shit.
Bringing him out. Oh, he does not look happy.
Two of the guys with the Humvees, that's all I know.
Everybody step up. Everybody?
Everybody's gotta go?
Everybody out.
Oh, man.
At least cooler outside, right?
Yeah. We have to get out of Joe.
Where's the
This is usual for kind of umbrella shooting. How we do it. Those are all rubber. I'm telling you, they're interested. It's just glass because they want to be in the movie. That was a close one, though. No, it's all good. The same thing happens. We're trying to dispose of it. We thought we were out there killing people. We're not doing nothing. We are skidding by the trouble tea with the skin of our teeth. Somebody really wants this movie to happen. Yeah. These guys, have been through worse things than us and are all in a great mood and always on time to run this movie. So it's really hard to get too stressed out. It's like you feel like you've got good backup behind you and you're working for people that are in it with you. It's exciting. I feel like we've got just about as many moving parts as you could possibly have. It's close. It's close ones every day. Yeah. We get out alive every day and it's in the can. Pain is temporary, film is forever.
People that are doing independent films are doing it because they really, really want to do it. It's not just a paycheck. It's something they're very excited about. No, it'd be hard to get a studio to back this.
And cut. Oh, hey, we're gonna punch in. He can't hear me. He can't hear me. No. I haven't been there.
You want to test friendships, produce a movie together. This is about 50 times that joint Hawaii vacation.
Oh God, the stress. The biggest challenge is seriously the stress of worrying if this is going to be everything that their fans want it to be.
We have a lot of writing on this, man. It was funded not by us. It was funded by our supporters. It's pretty heavy, man, to think like, are we gonna make them proud? And it's the only thing that goes in my head, man.
You've got over 9,000 people that have donated to make this movie. Like, we can't quit.
It's unbelievable how much pressure is on those two, because if they don't perform well, then the rest of it kind of fails because they're the two leads.
We good?
Again, unless that's the end of the script is this.
In the latest version of the script, she kisses him twice.
This was in my draft from many moons ago, but
I
it's also
vividly remembered it. It was. I think it's funnier at the end.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. There's no argument. But we've done this a few times now where we've missed things and we try to make them up instead of being ahead of it and making a decision. We can change anything. But we need to make a collective decision, have a discussion.
We just did.
What's that?
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah, but we did like by accident.
Well, you got that big scene tomorrow, like running up the hill and shit.
Tomorrow I'm running up the hill?
Yeah, with the UFC guys. Tomorrow's all the UFC day.
I'll make it. I'll get up the fucking hill. I ate it pretty bad with my ankle and rolled it, pretty bad. It's about 1.5 times its normal size, and that's gonna make the next few days challenging because I have a lot of stunts I have to do.
Fucking 5 tons? They got it broke down. I'm over there helping them. Well, yeah, but they literally killed the fucking batteries on, so I'm trying to help them get that.
Good. 3, 2, 1, action!
So day 8 has been the slowest start to a day that we've had. It's almost comical because it's basically army shit that is slowing us down in a military movie. Our deuce and a half won't start. And the only way that we're going to be able to jump a deuce is with a slave cable. We don't have a slave cable, and our Humvee actually has a key in it because it's a civilian version of the military one, and we can't find the fucking keys. Right now we're behind. A little scary because this gets very expensive very fast if we fall behind. Every day that we're filming costs us 50 plus K. This is kind of intense. We're already at a point now where we're gonna have to come up with about another $100,000 over what we've already paid down for the film. So every minute that we lose is kind of a big deal. We all run businesses, and that shit weighs on you. Today's one of those days where kind of the pressure from everything is hitting.
Pulls on a lighter and throws a lighter to light up the bush.
Okay.
Any problems with that?
No. Okay, that's fine. And in fact, what we could do, I'm torn. We can do a little flammable trailing so you could follow it.
That would be great.
But that always takes a little bit longer for the guy to get started.
Right.
So
okay, then let's do something. Let's do something so it does start fast.
Yeah.
Tell me what's happening. Tell me what you saw.
Well, do you have a shot of him with the bottles going like that?
Not from here.
No, we have mid. We have like mid. That's it. Okay.
What I'm saying is, tell me your parameters that you're gonna make, and I'll make a decision on what to do.
They said the stunts we asked him to perform were unsafe, which he's the stunt coordinator, and
that's his job.
Exactly.
If he deems it unsafe, then we don't
That's
do
his
it.
job, and he said he could do the stunts. So
But we didn't ask him to do anything.
Anything. I met with him 6 weeks prior to production to go over every single stunt in the scripts. Everything was, no problem, man. These are my boys. This is what I do for a living.
The pass guy's coming for you guys. Chill.
Oh, I thought this.
Get it?
You did?
Nice.
We got it set up. We got it set up.
So we're setting it
Get it started up because once it shakes loose, then we hotwired the Hummer. Now we are reaching out through the channel of Marines, and they're going to send over a motor T guy with slave cables and get this movie back kick-started and going again.
Fuck yeah.
We're all tired and a lot. We're running on pure momentum and drive right now.
We're having long days, early mornings, late nights. It's exhausting, but it's exciting. It's a blessing. For this to happen, it's just been the best experience I've ever had.
You're driving?
36.
I am driving, absolutely. Who's driving you? Yeah.
3050 Kimono,
36. Brian, you got the address right?
Imperial Highway, nasty redhead at my side. Santa Ana winds blowing hot from the north.
We was born to ride. Roll down the windows, drop down the top, break up the Beach Boys, man. Don't let the music stop now. We gonna ride it till we can't ride it no more. It just bleeds it.
Today starts the real action sequences for the rest of the movie. Basically, we've shot all of the dialogue with the exception of a couple of scenes, but what's left is realistic action. We weren't real happy with the way things were going, and so we let the other team of stunt folks go, and we called in a favor with Greg Jackson and Keith Jardine, who have been friends for a long time, and they hopped on a flight, came out here, and they're here to save the day, basically. So they worked all through the night getting ready for the next 3 days, and basically we calling in favors to friends to film the 3 most hectic, challenging days of filming that we have.
Rubber fire extinguisher. Rubber toolbox.
We're kind of in a hurried position now, so I'm writing the other fight scenes and visualizing that and then watching this, and it's dance fighting, right? But what's cool is it's what the tone and need of the movie is. So this isn't like the ultra like Krav Maga, like slam them down stuff. It's got to be fun and hokey, but still cool, like have a like wow factor. We got guys zombie bowling, and there's, you know, dummies getting attacked. It had to be action-packed, but really fun too. Well, it's different because in what we do is all subtlety. So the beauty is micro. In other words, if you're watching a real fight, it's a subtle, small shift. It's something that is barely detectable, because if you can detect it, you can stop it. In movie fighting, it's the exact opposite. Like if you go whap, people will be like, I didn't see what happened. So you have to kind of open it up. So it's much more dance-esque. It's much more communicative. All right, 2 jabs. Second one, 2. Third, you go to the well, he parries it, and counter right hand. Bang! Big shot. You gotta move around a minute. You re-engage the jab, he high crotches you.
Bam. That looks good.
All right, here we go. Ding, ding. Quiet all around, everyone. Settle.
No one laugh, no one break. Let him tear off his clothes. And action.
Tim, quit dicking around. We don't have any time for shirts. I know.
Tear that little piece of fur off in front of your Johnson. In front of your Johnson, just tear it off.
This?
Yep.
We don't want to leave that?
I don't know what we're gonna do. We can tape it back on. How would you like to proceed, Mr. Kennedy? This is a new one for me. This is a new one for me.
Do I have a vote in this fucking thing right here?
Like that's all he needs to play.
Moments.
Tim. Around his dick.
Hey, Greg.
It's disintegrating.
Super safe.
Why don't we just
As soon as he pulls the
We're just gonna put a blur on his.
We just blur.
That's what I'm saying.
Tim, come to me.
See that one with like a small little black
Hey,
one?
if you want, I can track it in post and put a blur in it.
Blur. As soon as he rips the pants,
And
blur everything.
he's back naked.
Fighting him.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Hey, let's move.
Hey, come on, Tim, come on!
Now the fact that the loincloth failed and it's gonna look like he's fighting Randy naked, like that's
All right, moments.
even funnier.
However, whatever's comfortable for you, it's probably easier if your head's right here.
Give me that one back.
Lag, brain.
What, are you pumping blood into him, or?
Squishy.
We're gonna fly out of it too.
That is awesome.
We're doing your hand tomorrow.
That's gonna be disgusting.
It's gonna go right into his eyes. Okay. And then pull, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it go. It's gonna be pretty cut.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay down for about 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna hold it up.
got my arm pulled off too. Yeah! Yeah, pull off the other one. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fucking ruin his credit score. Fucking right, man. Fuck. Yeah. That was fucking fantastic.
All right.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. Great fight scene, everybody. Great fight scene, everybody.
So you're a mean. Yeah,
Let
you're
it out, man.
You're a mean.
Rude, let it out. Do it right now. Let it out.
Make it look mean.
More.
Tongue out.
You say that's better.
Not as loud as you can go. There you go.
Wait, that's the best one.
Zombies are dying, and then the setup for a bunch of big fight scenes. So, you have a little pyrotechnic stuff called squibs that you put on the zombies that are gonna get shot. These are little packets that explode and the zombies die. Then you have to have, blanks for the shooters. Then, you think you're just like, and the zombie's gonna fall over and die. Like it's that easy. You actually have to plan how the guy's gonna fall, where he's gonna fall, what's he gonna fall on. Squibs do not have the response that you think. Like it's not gonna be like boom and it's gonna blow you back. You have to do that. So just kind of you have to anticipate that thing to go off and then you go. So these will go pow or like pop pop, and then you kind of if you're here, you go
Exaggerated arm movement.
Pop, pop. Less jump, more of like fling. Action!
Let's just do it one more time. I like
that. That was awesome.
Great job.
End of the world scenarios, zombie scenarios. The characters for this movie are so big and so powerful. There will be cosplay of Jack and cosplay of Tim Kennedy and all the different characters because they're just going to be so big and so over the top. Their success shows veterans that they can be successful at whatever they put their mind to. There's no barriers. I mean, this is the greatest country in the world for putting a thought process together and saying, that's what I want to do, and let's just go for it.
See the collaboration and bringing all these veterans in for such an epic film, and just everybody coming together. It's just great motivation to show everyone, with the organization's Article 15 Ranger Up, as they are a veteran-owned business that has continued on after service, that is now reciprocating that and propelling that back into a major motion picture. Shows veterans that make that transition out. There's more to life still to go. We always have to have a goal, and we always got to continue to improve our position and continue forward. And it just amplifies that.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, how you been?
Good, you?
So good to see you guys. Well, you said you weren't gonna be here. You're like, I'm gonna miss you, and I was like, damn it.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to fly in and then fly back out.
It's actually pretty good. I had some
and
last
then do
night.
the final fight scene stuff. So.
Awesome. Glad you're here.
Me too.
Holy shit! Zombies, 1 o'clock!
Got it? Yeah. Great lunch. Let's go.
Wait, let me grab wild lines with the group.
Yes. If I go past his ear, how am I gonna get the space for spinning back
You
fist?
just pause for a second and you look at it, you spin it,
Okay.
bring it underneath his chin.
So this is the fight scene that female super zombie UFC fighter jumps on top of Jack, right? Jack is getting his butt completely demolished. You're gonna come in and kill female super zombie.
All right. I was gonna stab her with this one, like a couple times.
Yeah.
Because it's retractable, and then I was just gonna like slice the back of her neck.
That's genius.
Really?
Yeah. Stab her like exaggerated
No,
violence.
fury. And then I'm in.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. That's awesome.
Did I didn't hurt you, did I?
Honestly, Tim's just the sweetest dude. Sincere, humble, honest dude. And we've been training together for a while. And one thing about when you're training with somebody, you get to really see what somebody's true character is. It's like being in battle with them. That's why all these guys are so close from the military. Is like when you're training, when you're fighting, when you're suffering, it takes away all pretense. Like it strips down like a lot of the ego, and you get down to who you really are.
Okay, when you walk off, Mary, hey, walk off like you just fucking. Then you get ready to charge. Get in there, killer. Give him. Get her! There we go. Own it, live it. That's right. All right, you guys get it. Go! Okay. They get one step.
Awesome. Hey, back to one, Tim. We got 9 minutes.
First positions, everyone.
Yep, down. I'm gonna go around the knife first. Then I want to go up. Nice. So this is really stable. I know it's gonna be a little tight for right now.
Feel on this side.
Yeah, one more on the side. One more on the side.
Second.
On Tim Kennedy's action.
Okay, everybody background. Action.
2, 1, charge, draw. And yeah, I need a signal of Tim Kennedy pointing up at the hill to Randy Couture.
I definitely don't share my humor at family gatherings because no one gets it and I get strange looks. They got a wounded veteran to crawl on the ground. He doesn't have. It's like I kind of chose to do this.
I think that the worst thing that's happened to society in recent years is this concept of being offended.
I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that.
Hey, Daddy, do you have the barracks keys?
Coming in hot.
What the stump fuck?
So, tell me about this cure.
Why don't you tell me how it happened?
This isn't fucking Clue. Take shit seriously for once in your life, Matt. A plane crash coming in from overseas. Now, we don't know if it was on purpose or if a passenger unknowingly had the virus and spread it.
I know people are going to be like, oh, you're exploiting an amputee. Well, fuck them. She's an amputee, but she's also a person. She wanted to do this comedy. So what, she doesn't get to do a comedy? She can't joke about what happened to her because other people that have never experienced what she's experienced don't like it? Who gives a shit about them? She wants to do it. She wants to be in the movie. She wants to make fun of the situation. She wants to make people laugh. And she will, because she was awesome.
I think it's kind of a little darker sense of humor from being in the military. We just kind of run out of jokes, and so nothing's off limits.
When I was deployed on a ship for 6 months at a time, my escape from reality was movies, but especially the comedies. Any kind of comic relief, escape from reality is definitely needed.
And so that extreme humor, the irony, all those things, I mean, that's what gets you by. When you're sitting in a foxhole in training and it's raining out and you're just basically sitting in mud and it's 3 a.m, you're freezing and you're wondering, why did I choose to do this for a living? That's where that kind of humor comes into play. You know, men and women who do that kind of thing for a living are going to see this. They're going to get a lot of the inside jokes and the innuendos, and it's going to be great for them. I think this has a real chance to be a real cult classic in the military.
It's gonna blow the hand off first, and then what you do is you cut, and then I rig a tube up underneath it, and then we can do the spray.
We gotta go.
All right, going hot.
All right,
Rolling.
Hey, you ready? You ready, Maya?
Let's roll camera.
Speeding and we'll tell state.
Hold on. Tell me when everybody's set. 3, 2, 1, bang!
Motherfucker! Not my left one! To be kind of in a place where you know it's a little Hollywood and you're kind of looking behind the scenes is, you know, you're in a right zone to begin with, but there, you know, as the smoke rolls through and the chaos is just erupting all around, you're like, oh, that's that brings back some visions of stuff.
All the amputees and severely injured, they have humor in their life. They look on the lighter side of life because when you're that close to death and you realize you've been spared and you've come out of it, maybe disfigured, maybe a little different than before. You look at how we shouldn't take life too serious, because when you can look at yourself and say, this isn't so bad, and it makes your life easier.
Wait, we'll just knock that out. I'll fucking ad-lib whatever. I come right over here by the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, we're just trying to get. We're
not going.
And one more. Reset it. Quickly, please.
The sheer pandemonium of all the moving parts. You know, you watch the final product every time you go spend your $12 to go to the movies, and you see that everything's nice and clean and it looks crisp and perfect, but yet to see a scene, hey, we got this angle shot, now we need to move on to this one, and just all the moving parts. And I thought we were kind of complicated on how we did things logistically in the military, and you watch what's going on behind the scenes here, and it can compete right with that.
I'll never be able to watch a film again without thinking about what's going on behind the scenes. You know, those actors on screen, there's a whole crew of people behind them, like working their asses off. All the stuff moving around behind the scenes, the stuff that the grips have to do, the boom guy, the lighting people, first AD, the second AD, the people who are, you know, a couple miles down the road in a trailer, you know, sending in payroll. And
I am the boom operator. So my primary function is to cover the dialogue with the overhead boom mic. I place body mics on people. I hide microphones around. I pretty much do most of the legwork so that the mixer, Dutch, can really focus on dialing in the mix.
I'm the production sound mixer. I am in charge of recording all the on-set audio, making sure that it's very clean and properly labeled and recorded and all that kind of good stuff.
I'm the first AD, the assistant director, so basically run the set, get the talent in, get camera, everyone in position, so to speak, everyone on the same page. Yeah, I would be considered the platoon sergeant, so to speak. Just getting everyone in the mix, keeping everyone's energy up.
I'm the key grip. Key grip relates the wishes of the gaffer from the DP and, you know, shapes the light. There's an expression, you know, the electrics bring the light and the grips make it right. And you can't just shoot it flat because no camera's as good as your eye.
There was this one Robert Rodriguez movie, I think it was his very first one, like several shots are like out of focus. Slightly focus issues, or it's unstable, it's shaky, it may not be all that well lit. You excuse all of that if it sounds all right. But if the sound is crappy, because, I don't know, there was no proper lockup done, or you hear close rustle on a body mic or something, that will take you out of the experience of the film. I play guitar and sing second voice in a Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band. And it's a great outlet to let out the crazy in you.
What's great is that the toddler death scene happens right next to the grenade thing. So we should all just be down there.
Say that again?
The toddler death scene. Don't worry, they're zombies. They're already dead.
It's okay, they're zombies.
Don't worry, they already died. Yeah, it's the last day of the movie. I've had a blast. It's really privileged to be with everybody, and I'm sure that even though I have a lot of like paperwork to do and I'm not really done working, I think like Tuesday I'm gonna like just start missing everyone really hard. So thanks for being here, and I think we have a great last day. And yeah, so thank you.
Me. Well, this, to me, I've had the most fun I've ever had, and I've been doing this for years. The vets are amazing. They're hilarious. They gave me a new perception on what you guys actually are about.
I honestly had no idea that they would be this funny. I find it extremely cool how tight-knit everybody is, how open the whole thing is. It feels almost more like one big extended family with 10,000 uncles and cousins.
I would think that they would be very serious, very hardcore, very intense. And they are just, all they want to do is have fun. They don't want to take this life very seriously. It's kind of, to me, like they've seen it all, done it all. It's opened my eyes and changed my idea of what that community is like.
When people talk about like bridging the civilian military divide, when people talk about the gap, this is the kind of thing you got to do, you know? Like all these people that don't know anything about the military, like they're all our friends now. They're really our friends. These are awesome people. and their view of what a veteran is completely different now.
And action.
Thank you, everyone, for your time and patience. That is a crime.
Fucking did it, man. That's fucking made a movie.
Fucking made a movie.
Thanks for the opportunity. No, actually,
We made principal photography. We'll see what comes after this one. we got about 5 months of post, but I'm sure it's gonna be fun now.
The most important right here. I like it. You know?
Best carry on.
It really only matters when if you're like people are taking.
For a minute there, I was excited.
It was important to us to bring the movie here before it was out on DVD, before it was out on iTunes, because these people have the most right to watch this film. They have the most right to see it. It's hard to explain, what it's like to deploy to somebody that hasn't. These people are away from home. They're away from families, their kids. Their whole life goes on pause for a year at a time. And they're doing, regardless of what their job is, whether they're going, outside the wire and doing dangerous work, or whether they're doing, important work for logistics or intelligence or whatever, they're making a tremendous sacrifice for the country that other people just don't make.
We see lots of goat herders. Little kids will play soccer over there in the field. Random trucks. So apparently, fucking ISIS has been trying to spell in this position for a while. They've been plotting little bits and pieces around here. ID, hell, you probably saw it on the news. Killed 130 just about 2 clicks out from here.
Did you see the explosion from here?
No, we heard it.
Wow. Crazy.
I won't get into a war story, but one of the most changing moments of my life was, it was my second deployment. We'd gotten firefights here and there and stuff, but I was, I think, 19 at the time, and we took really heavy casualties on a mission. I think it was like 10 guys got wounded, 2 were killed, and the 2 that were killed, my team leader and squad leader. So they were essentially my mentors from day one up until that point of what taught me it was to be a man. Because I joined the Army when I was 17, really had the mindset of I want to learn and become a man, but that kind of really, they forged me into that, and then they were just one night both taken. Life is so short and it's so fragile. That understanding of mortality, it almost makes you want to succeed in life. So it's like making the most out of the opportunities and moments that we have in this life. I can't imagine what the people that have passed away that I've known, what they think of what we're doing now. Like, holy shit, That's what's the motivator for, I think, a lot of us in this community, is to succeed because of the people that made this possible.
We showed the movie in places ranging from, a makeshift tent with a screen that somebody kind of put together attached to a PlayStation that one of the soldiers had, all the way to a full indoor movie theater, and like an outdoor amphitheater where 1,000 people are watching the movie, and actually seeing people react to it for the first time, firsthand, in a combat zone, was awesome. It was watching the mission come to fruition, in person.
First time I saw the trailer, I couldn't stop laughing. I cried a little bit, but of manly tears. It was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing even then, and now my cheeks actually hurt because I was smiling the entire time I saw the movie. It was great. I loved it.
You heard all the laughter in here. Pretty much, the soldiers really enjoyed it. It's like one of the most, wasn't a realistic movie, but close to the military as can be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing, Sergeant Major? Matt. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for doing what you guys are doing.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for letting us come check this out. This is awesome.
Again, man, thanks for what you guys are doing, man, and keeping us motivated. All this little stuff just keeps us going. I mean, you know the deal, right?
Of course, anything we can do, it's, we always say everybody wants to support veterans in the military until it's time to support veterans in the military. So anything we can do, that's what we try to do, because you guys need it, especially right now.
It means the world to them, everybody's been watching the videos for ages, following you guys and stuff like that. And these guys here, they love it. I mean, they act cool, but when they see you guys, they get, like, fuck, those are those guys, it's Matt and Nick, and it's nice to see representation. And when somebody comes out here, like you guys, and represents and takes time and shows them love, still brothers in arms, so it means a lot.
Everybody here's got some service ethic to them, but they don't necessarily know how to capitalize on it or employ that service ethic after, uniform. And you guys demonstrate that. I think it's awesome.
It's very offensive as long as we're on that page.
Scott, former Army engineer, here to see Range 15. I do Civil War reenactments.
Oh, cool,
so
cool.
I do, whenever they need guys to shoot in the movies, I've done a few. Gods and Generals, House of Cards, the big ones. I'm definitely excited. I've been looking forward to it since they came out with it. Contributed to their Indiegogo campaign. Just interested to see generally what the veteran community can do with when they come together and actually see a completed product of it.
And zombies. How much fun is that?
This is something that we've been needing for a while. We needed something that could bring us all together and kind of relieve some of the stresses that we face in daily life.
I mean, it's just an honor to get here, get to meet them and see what they're doing and how they're able to make something out of just, they started off as some little YouTube videos and now they're some of the most successful people you can ever meet. It's a bunch of crazy, wild people. Yeah. Love it. Don't get offended.
There will be no movie as controversial as this, as talked about as this.
It's the team mentality. They come together and they shoot, kill, smash, whatever they have to do to get through their obstacles, and they end up laughing about it the whole time. And I guess that humor is kind of what gets them through all the stress. That's what it seems like. Very similar to what we do in real world.
This movie is a hallway. You've got civilians on one end and military on the other, and they're in two separate rooms. They're always in their own little boxes. This movie is that hallway that allows them to go from one to the other and meet, at least in some capacity. Hang out a little bit, like, oh, this is what you really like.
It's a completely unique perspective. We were comparing it to like American Sniper and like Saving Private Ryan, and no one has ever brought like the comedy into it. Watching this, I'm like, wow, like I feel a little more lighthearted. Not about war, but about those people who fought in it. Yeah. This is so cool. I want to be like these guys. Like, I don't know if I want to go to war, but I want to be like as like hardworking and like cool as these guys.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, it's like that smell. Like it's terrible. It smells terrible, but you keep smelling it, right? It's what this movie is. It's gonna be like, oh, that's fucked up. God, I gotta watch it again.
Yet another great night for Mr. Best.
Got serious.
What's going on over there, Matt?
Got serious.
Wrestling the actress. You guys have been amazing supporting us, and whoever supported this film, it was one of the most fantastic experiences that all of us have had, and we're literally nobodies. We're all peers to every veteran that served this country, and we want to make a comedy that served our culture correctly. And we're fucked up, we're crazy, but at the end of the day, we're going to serve this country better than fucking civilians think we can do. Hey, seriously, guys, thank you for supporting us. Let's go get drunk and let's have a good time. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you. Thank you.
I just love the idea that we're 5 guys that have never been in a movie before, have never made a movie before, and we announced to the world, you know, a year and a half ago that we were going to make a movie, and we systematically knocked down every obstacle that Hollywood threw in our way, and we made a movie. That is important because we wanted to show the community that literally anything is possible if you are willing to sacrifice for it, if you're willing to push for it. And, you know, so this is a victory, not just for us, but it's a victory for the community.
I've had other movies, I've lost friendships, I've lost, I mean, like really close friends. In some instances, best friends over movies. I've never seen a group of people so excited to make a film together and maintain their friendship throughout.
How amazing that these two companies did find the ability to come together, even though that in the industry they're two of the major competitors.
It could have definitely clashed. It could have definitely completely crumbled. But those guys worked together, you know, they worked through differences, they worked through obstacles, and the whole point of that is because they wanted to get to this point.
During filming, there is nobody that had my back more than Matt. If I was flat on a line, Matt would be like, hey, let's reshoot that. You know, Nick, I think you need to do it more like this. I would go watch all of his takes even if I wasn't in the scene because I wanted to give him honest feedback to make sure he looked as good. We have a great relationship now.
Matt Best, I mean, that motherfucker did not miss a line, and it was amazing. He was very prepared, he's very polite to people, and he treated the film like a seasoned actor.
I think he sees in Matt the ability to be like a legitimate Hollywood star, and I see it too.
Nick Palmisano, the business behind the entire operation. I don't think people realize how many contracts, how many phone calls, how many sponsors, how many fucking emails you've got to deal with on a daily basis. And if you don't have that, you don't have a film.
These guys have been working on this for years, writing the script and having meetings about it, and you know, and they're still great friends. And to be able to do that, to be able to spend 2 or 3 years putting a project together and not hate each other's guts by the time it comes around, that tells you what kind of guys they are.
There's a lot of different reasons this movie is a success. But the biggest success that they will have, it won't be monetarily. It will be, you guys went out and did exactly what you said you were gonna do. That's fucking powerful.
You're the fellas who altered your life to do the job. It certainly was a sacrifice. And all of us who didn't do it should be very much aware of it.
This movie is for the veteran community. It's not for anybody else if they don't want it to be. I hope many people enjoy it. I hope that it becomes a big hit. I hope it makes a lot of people smile. I hope it does a lot to bridge the veteran-civilian divide. But if it doesn't, and the only thing that happens is that our community has a movie that they love, then we succeeded. And honest to God, and I mean this sincerely, everybody else can really go fuck themselves.